Alright guys, so what I got here is 4 samples of micro scrap for brass. So I don't have a bench vise, so I'm going to start with these two and show you what I do. I've done this once before in another video, but I just use 2 pairs of pliers, channel lock and a regular little pair. I grab a hold of these like so. Okay, and I just take the channel locks and pull them out. Like that. Yes, there's copper on there, Dan. I will get to that in a moment. There we go. Now, normally, I have a bigger pair of pliers than this, but they're at the storage unit, so. And then this one, same thing. Let's grab a hold of it. The little pliers, pull it out with the channel locks. Now, sometimes I just twist them off like that, and I will explain that as well. If I had the bigger ones, I will take the time to pull the copper out. Now, this has some wire left in it. Where is it? Right there. Has some wire left in it. Still some brass and some wire in there. That can go to scrap steel. Alright. Now I got a question real quick. And this has to do with your yard and their preference or how they treat things. This is proverbial yellow brass, I think. Alright? This might be coated yellow brass. Do your yards give you a separate price for these two, or do you mix them together? Alright, Dan. I do have a special tool for this. It's what I use. Pull the copper off of there. Set it off to the side. Give it the twist, just like you do. And trim it off. Set it off to the side. Alright, so that's brass from plugs. The next one, you'll recognize this one too, folks. It's from the end of light housing. And yes, Dan, in the future I will be cutting off, or I will not be cutting off the wires so close. Alright, that's the tool I use. It's a chisel. I just go underneath, take her out. Well, let's take that screw out of the end first. That screw might well be brass as well. I don't know. I'll check it with a magnet. But there, folks, is what Professor Gabovic was talking about. That's right, Professor Gabovic. Because he schooled the old fat guy. If you do it the wrong way, you end up with this little nub. And it's okay. You could chuck this in your number 2 insulated. But why? So let's take this off of there. This has that little knob on it that keeps it from coming out. We'll get it off there. Come on. Let's get it past. There we go. Alright, now I know this piece is brass. It's a nice hefty one. Little neodymium magnet. That's a brass screw. Alright, let's take the other one out. Trying to keep this on camera as good as I can, guys. Alright, another little chunk of copper. And I can just use this to pop this out. Excuse me. This one's a little thicker than normal. A little heavier duty. I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but look at the thickness of that. Not going to bother taking the screw out. I already know it's brass. This, trash. Little bits of copper, but from now on, Professor Gabovic, the whole cord goes, the whole wire. Stand by, folks. I got me some Turkish coffee. I got this Turkish coffee from a Macedonian American named Igor. I believe Igor is subscribed. Thank you, Igor. That's some damn good coffee. Okay, now these. I've seen them taken apart before, you know, whatever. Here, let's put that by the brass so it doesn't attract anything. Like that, or like that. Okay. Same thing. These have a little point where little muscle. That comes right out. Now I'm pretty, yeah, I can already tell that's steel. Why? It's sticking to my magnetized screwdriver. So that's scrap steel. Okay. I want to, it's going to start with this. This already has a crack in it. So that'll be easy to take apart. So I'll just get under here and try to keep it from flying all over the place in tiny little pieces. Yep, more steel. So there's multiple pieces of brass in here, guys. You gotta remember, I'm an apartment scrapper central. There's carpet on the floor. We walk on it. Me, I could care less. The wife, I don't like her foot up my ass. So I want to keep this stuff as clean as possible in here. Alright, there we go. Another little screw. Look at that chunk of brass. Now that screw will have to come out of there. But again, that's another substantial piece of brass, albeit a little one. So I'm going to get a hold of this with my channel locks. Take that screw out of there. And I'll give you a little preview of my tiny brass collection when I get done here. I should say tiny, but it's, well, this will come right out. All right, now, if you take this off, those little pieces are brass as well. Excuse me. Oh, yeah. Should be good enough. Do I have one at that end? I do not. So, whoops. Gentle fat guy. Don't want to hurt yourself. Alright, let's see if we can pry that. There we go. So all you're left with is the plastic casing. That's crap, trash. Now, the problem with this brass, let me get the little screwdriver, is that maybe that's a silver contact. I don't know. But I'm not going to bother with that, guys. I mean, yeah, it's brass, but look at when you've got this versus that little bit, yeah. I could sit and tear these apart all day. I'd rather put it in scrap steel than fool around with it too much. Let's get this last one out, or these last two out. That's right, the old apartment scrapper's Billy, aka, you know what? If you don't shake too much, sweet. It's a lazy man's way of picking up steel off the floor. Yep, apartment scrapper's Billy, also known as part-time vice. Alright. I don't want this getting away from me, so I'm going to grab it on the spot where it's, well, not the screw itself, but there we go. That one's in there really tight. We're about to get it though. Yep. Roll free. Alright. So there you have it. Some brass. And if I think I can, I don't know. Yep. Give me a couple of little stobs of copper. There we go. A little bit of copper there. Brass. Scrap steel. Or garbage. Let's clean up our garbage and then I will show you my brass. And I'm not talking about, well, let me get this in the scrap steel because I have quite a few sources of brass here. Where are you? Nope. Globe took a header. Alright, so, hey, hurry up.
I get dressed.
Yeah, well, they won't see you. So I have this brass. It's all off of garden hose ends. And a couple of keys. So, yep, key. Here's another key. And this stuff. Brass, brass. Okay, so I got that. That here. It's my little collection of outlet plugs, or that came out of stuff like this. I have a bunch of these to process, so that's quite full. It's probably 5 pounds. And then I keep this stuff right here. A little drawer started. Actually, these. Yeah, I don't.
Why don't you just mix it together?
No, not gonna do that. Purist. So here's what I was talking about. Here's the. Where are they? Oh, come on. Right here. So. So here's what I'm used to finding in the light housings. I don't know if you can see the difference. Trying to. This one's so much thicker than this one. But there you go. Little brass there. Little brass here. Brass in here. And while I'm at it, I may as well show you this. I do microscrap little bits of copper. Alright. Well, guys, not much. But what are you going to do when it's 5 degrees outside and you got a flat tire in the van? Well, you can come inside and get you some tools out. Do a little microscrapping. I have to work a 12-hour shift tonight, so I'm going to cut this short because I have to edit it all together. And tomorrow's a new day, guys. All right? Thank you for watching. Professor Gabovic. There you go. I'm still laughing because just camera BS. All right, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. You have a great day. We'll see you in the next video, okay?